So I just wanted to do a quick video because I just had a really strange, annoying, kind of shook me up experience. I was at work and I was getting ready to leave for lunch and I get a phone call. And I answered it because I thought it was my son calling from high school or something. He's been calling me from some of his friends' number. Oh, and this is our little apostate pup who doesn't like puppies, and he is named after Angus Stewart, who rescued us through the Australian Royal Commission, so his name is Angus. But anyway, I got a phone call and I'm using the puppy to kind of calm me down. The phone call I picked up and I didn't even recognize her voice, and I didn't have her in my phone. Me and my husband had removed the phone numbers of our mothers not too long ago, and it was my mother calling. And I was really surprised, and I stayed calm for the first few minutes of talking to her. I left work, and this is probably like under 10 minutes of conversation with her, maybe even, yeah, probably about 10 minutes. I went right next door to the fast food place to grab something really quick, so I'm talking to her as I'm going through the drive-thru. But the reason she called is she's like, I just really wanted to talk to you. I had a dream about you last night. And I told her, I said, was I burning up in some fiery pit? It scared you? She's like, oh no, it was a good dream. And I was like, oh, interesting. And I was like, why, like, seriously though, like, why are you calling me? Like, I'm dead to you, you know? Well, I just wanted to call and see how the kids were doing and tell you I love you. And I was just like, you don't love me. Like, why are you calling? She's like, yes I do, Jessica, I love you. And I'm like, no. I said, a mother who loves their child would believe what they've told you, you know? She's like, I never called you a liar. And I said, well, you chose sides, you know, with the organization. And the organization says we're mentally diseased. So you did choose, you know, and you did call me a liar. And I was like, I'm not going to tell you anything because I've already told you, you know, stuff, you know, about the organization and stuff. She's like, I just wish, she's like, and I'm not going to talk about it. She's like, I just wish I could have done more so that you wouldn't have made this decision that you made. I was like, don't guilt trip me. And I'm like, no, I'm like, you're being lied to by this organization. You're being manipulated. And she's like, no, I'm not. And, you know, just doing the usual. It's so weird, like, hearing the guilt and, like, being, like, understanding it now, how witnesses, you know, guilt other witnesses into things. And, you know, I told her I was working a different job, and she asked how the kids were doing, and I was like, they're fine. I didn't tell her anything. It's, like, none of her business, you know. But I'm like, how am I supposed to have a relationship with you how do you have a relationship with somebody that you don't trust or that you don't believe what they say? I'm like, what good does it do for me to talk to you? You know, I'm already dead to you. My kids are dead to you. And she just, like, the conversation started, like, escalating, and I started getting, like, heated. I'm sorry, puppy. I know I'm sorry. I started to get, like, super heated. And what was it she's... Gosh, I can't even remember. Oh, I said, how are you gonna feel? I said, eventually you're gonna come to find the truth. You've abandoned your children. You've abandoned your grandchildren. I said, eventually the truth is gonna come out. I said, millions of people are leaving the organization because of all the things that we found out. And I said that we have proof of. Like, just watch the news and the shows that are going on right now. I said, they're not apostate lies. Like, they're saying that to keep you in. And then, I said, you're gonna find out eventually. And I said, you're gonna find out eventually what kind of mother you are and what kind of mother you've been, and that you abandoned your children for liars, for people that you don't even know. And then she said, she called me, she's like, I don't know how it makes you feel, but it makes me feel better talking to you. And I was like, it doesn't make me feel good at all talking to you. I said, why would I want to talk to somebody who thinks I'm a liar? And it just kept getting heated and heated. And I'm like, this is just like a few minutes, and I'm driving down the road trying to like control myself. And then I was just like, she's like, well, I won't call you again. And I was like, you said that last time, you're not going to call me, because this is how the conversation goes every time. And then I said, don't ever call me again. Don't ever call me again. Like, I'm just tired of it. And I haven't talked to her in months, maybe a year. I don't even remember. I think it was by text last time. But I told her, don't ever call me again, and I hung up on her. I'm just like, it was just so selfish of her to call me, you know, and I don't. I'm sorry, puppy. I don't know, you know, how many of you have to deal with something similar, or, you know, have the parents call you or write you letters. I know I've talked to different ones that have had their parents write them letters, and it's always guilt. It's always about them. But I'm just like, why do you call me when I'm dead to you already? I've already died. You know, there's no sense, and it's so hurtful. Oh, and I asked her too. That was pretty funny. I asked her, I was like, so did you hear about the memorial? And she's like, of course. And then I asked her, you know, what did everybody say? And she's like, oh, I'm not going to talk about it. But it made me so sad, she said. It was just really, I don't know. This is my little rant I wanted to record. I'm just like super upset and needed to get it off my chest. But anyway, hope everyone's doing well and not having to deal with the same kind of crap. But I'm sure you all have to deal with something of a similar nature. Anyway, me and Angus are out. Talk to you later. Bye.